This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, episode 77, 9 Rampant Toxic Behaviors That Break Relationships Up, part 2, by Chernoff of marcandangel.com. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Relationships edition of Optimal Living Daily. I'm Joss Marie, the girl who reads to you every single weekday from some of the best relationship blogs on the planet. Today, I have a continuation from yesterday's episode on a post from Chernoff of marcandangel.com. So if you haven't listened to yesterday's episode, you'll probably want to listen to that one first before starting today's. Also, it's super easy to share episodes with your friends or family if you're interested. So if you're using Apple Podcasts, you can share the episode by simply clicking on the 3 dots icon that is just to the right of the episode title and author, and then select Share Episode. You can choose to send it via text or email, whichever you prefer. And for those of you who are not listening through Apple Podcasts, you can share the show by just sending our link to your friend. The link is oldpodcast.com/listen. And with that, let's hear today's post as we start optimizing your life. 9 Rampant Toxic Behaviors That Break Relationships Up, Part 2, by Chernoff of marcandangel.com. 5 more worth avoiding. Although not quite as prevalent as the aforementioned above, these behavioral issues are still incredibly common relationship killers. Number 5, using emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail happens when you apply an emotional penalty against someone if they don't do exactly what you want them to do. The key condition here is that they change their behavior against their will as a result of the emotional blackmail. In other words, absent the emotional blackmail, they would live differently, but they fear the penalty or punishment, and so they give in. This is an extremely unhealthy relationship behavior. The solution, again, relies heavily on better communication. There should not be a penalty, just an honest conversation. If 2 people care about each other and want to maintain a healthy relationship, they absolutely need to be allowed to openly communicate all of their feelings to each other, their true feelings, not just the agreeable and positive ones. If this is not allowed or supported by one or both people involved in the relationship, if one or both people fear punishment for their honesty, lies and deceit will gradually replace love and trust, which ultimately leads to a complete emotional disconnection. Read emotional blackmail. Number 6, withholding the truth. Truth is the bedrock of a healthy relationship, and when trust is broken, it takes a long time and commitment on the part of both parties involved to repair it and heal. The key thing to remember here is that secrets can be just as deceitful as openly telling a lie. All too often, I'll hear a coaching or course student say something like, "I didn't tell him, but I didn't lie about it either." This statement is a contradiction, as omissions are lies. If you're covering up your tracks or withholding the truth in any way, it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out and trust in the relationship completely breaks down. So speak the truth, always. Being honest is the only way to be at peace with yourself and those you care about. Number 7, putting each other on the back burner. Failing to carve out quality time for your important relationships is one of the most unhealthy relationship mistakes of them all, and yet it often flies under the radar, at least for a while, until everything begins to fall apart. The truth is, relationships are like every other living entity, in the sense that they require nurturing in order to survive and thrive. It's easy to allow the rush of our busy lives to take over, especially when we have young children, work, hobbies, friends, and a body that demands nourishing food and regular exercise. But your relationship with someone is a body as well, and if it's not nourished with quality time every week, it will start to wither. Dedicate ample time every week to focus exclusively on those you care about. Nothing you can give is more appreciated than your sincere, focused attention, your full presence. Being with someone, listening without a ticking clock, and without anticipation of the next scheduled event, is the ultimate compliment. Number 8, needing or expecting your relationship to always be easy. When your marriage, friendship, parenting, and so on gets difficult, it's not an immediate sign that you're doing it wrong. These intimate, intricate relationships are toughest when you're doing them right, when you're dedicating time, having the tough conversations, and making daily sacrifices. Healthy, long-term relationships are amazing, but rarely easy 24/7. Resisting the hard times and seeing them as immediate evidence that something is wrong or that you're with the wrong person only exacerbates the difficulties. By contrast, finding the patience and mindfulness to view the challenges as an opportunity to work together will give your relationship the energy and strength needed to transcend the problems and grow even stronger in the long run. Number 9, expecting your relationship to solve all your personal problems. It's easy to believe that it's your partner's or best friend's job to make you feel happy and whole. But the truth is, while a healthy relationship can bring tremendous delight to your life, it's not their responsibility to fill in your empty voids. That's your responsibility, and yours alone. And until you accept this responsibility for your unhappiness, frustration, boredom, etc., problems will inevitably continue in your relationship. Another way of looking at this is to realize that healthy relationships contain two people who practice self-care as individuals. When two people meet, the biggest prize always goes to the one with the most self-acceptance. He or she will be calmer, more confident, and more at ease with the other person. Truth be told, what you see in the mirror is often what you see in your relationships. Your petty disappointments in your partner and friends often reflect your petty disappointments in yourself. Your acceptance of your partner or friends often reflects your acceptance of yourself. Thus, the first step to having a truly healthy, long-term relationship with someone else is to have a healthy relationship with yourself. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled 9 Rampant Toxic Behaviors That Break Relationships Up by Angel Chernoff of marcandangel.com. Thanks to Angel for all the great info in this 2-part mini-series. If you enjoyed the post and want to share it with a friend, family member, or colleague, please do. If you're using Apple Podcasts, you can share the episode by clicking on the 3 dots icon that is just to the right of the episode title and author, and then select Share Episode. You can choose to send it via text or email, whichever you prefer. And for those of you who are not listening through Apple Podcasts, you can share the show by simply sending our link to your friend. The link is oldpodcast.com/listen. Thank you so much for sharing and listening, and that's all I've got for today. But I hope to see you again tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Marc and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.